Hi, I'm Megan Buell, and welcome to another edition of our safety segment. Today, I am with Director Michael Hogan. He, of course, is over our Driver Services Division. And Michael, we had a really important week that we just celebrated.
We did. DMV Appreciation Week, where we have an opportunity to recognize our examiners for their efforts in registering people to be organ and tissue donors.
It's so important to be an organ and tissue donor, and we've talked about this in the past,
Absolutely.
but we know that this is something across the state that it's extremely important, even important to the governor, who of course provided a proclamation for that particular week. But I know that we went across the state and we had ceremonies in different driver services centers. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Absolutely. I'll tell you the most important part was we had families who had been impacted by organ and tissue donation, whether they were a receiver or they were a donor. We had some stories that were really heartfelt and really tear-jerkers. But what's more important is that 98% of the individuals who become organ and tissue donors, it happens at the Driver Services Center. So to acknowledge those employees for just asking that simple question, yes, I would like to be an organ donor, was really special.
And I know that the Driver Services Centers had themes, right? So they actually made this a competition.
Actually did. Yeah, we started back in April of this past year a Ring the Bell campaign in which anytime someone registered to be an organ and tissue donor, they ring the bell. And throughout this period, we've had a lot of bells that have been rung. In fact, we're seeing an uptick in the number of registrations at the Driver Service Center because of this campaign.
And I think getting the word out has been so important, and we've done a really good job from our department. I know TN Donor Services has done a good job in getting the word out to the public, and just how many lives can be saved just by, like you said, checking that one box.
Absolutely. And let me say this, nationwide, we've seen an uptick in the number of people who are registered to be organ donors. Right now in Tennessee, it's about 38-39%. Our goal by the end of this year and going into next year is about 50%. And that means 50% of all valid licensed drivers will be organ and tissue donors. And I think we can get there with this initiative as well if people just get educated about the process.
Absolutely. And of course, you ended that week in Morristown.
Right.
Of course, we know that Morristown is pretty special to our department.
It is.
That's where our commissioner is from. And the Morristown Driver Services Center was the center of the week, right?
That is correct. They won the actual competition. Back in April, we had a blue and green day where all the centers across the state showed their efforts in registering people for organ and tissue donor. And their theme was round them up and get them to be an organ and tissue donor.
Yeah, that was neat. So I saw the theme there. They did like a corral, you know, and had a fire pit and all these really neat things that kind of related to a Western type theme.
Oh yeah, we had a nice one in Jackson too. They did theirs as a 60s theme where everybody dressed up as though they were in the 60s, and we had some old cars, their 1957 Chevy.
It's very important to be an organ tissue donor. You don't realize how many lives are saved by just being an organ tissue donor.
It's a simple process. Just check the box, say yes, I want to be an organ tissue donor, and you may impact someone's life.
Absolutely. And again, visit your Driver Services Center.
That's right. You can visit the Driver Service Center, or you can go to Donor Services website and you can register there as well.
All right, good deal. Well, Michael, always a pleasure having you on. Thank you very much. Very informative.
Thank you for having me.
And we'll see you again soon.